Good day. Today we are going to focus on the creditors payment schedule. So just like we were preparing the debtors collection schedule, this is almost the same. It's just that now the business is the one that is making the payment to its creditors. Okay, so the creditors payment schedule shows the payments that the business make to its creditors in the budgeted months. So here the business is budgeting for the payment to its creditors. Now let's come and look at it. Required. Use the information provided below to draw the creditors payment schedule of nosy traders for April and May. So we are told that we are doing for April and May. Now, let me open. So this is May, this is April. Okay. So this is month. Then we have the credit purchases. Okay. Now, let's look at the information. Let us look at the information. Now, so these are the actual purchases and then these are the budgeted purchases. Now, additional information. 60% of the purchases are done on credit. 60% of the purchases are done on credit. So this means that 60% of these purchases is done on credit. So if you want to know how much of this is done on credit, you are going to say 50,000 times 60% is equal to times 60%, that is equal to 30,000. Okay, but then let's continue. And then they are saying creditors are paid after 60 days. Okay, so what they are saying is after the business have made the purchases on credit, the business then pays its creditors 2 months after the purchase. 2 months after the purchase. Now, this means that the purchase that were bought in January, the purchase on credit, the ones that were bought in January by the business, it means that they will be paid in which month? So we're in January, February, and March. So they are going to be paid when? In March, right? The purchases that are done in January on credit, they will be paid in March. Why? Because we are told that creditors are paid after 60 days. So meaning that they will be paid in March, 2 months after the purchase are made. So after 2 months. So here we are doing for April and May. So therefore we cancel January. Now we move to February. So the credit purchases that are done in February, they will be paid when? They will be paid in April. Remember, creditors are paid after 60 days, 2 months after the purchases are made. So 2 months after February is what? It's April. So the credit purchases of February, they will be paid in April. Now, this is February. So how much is the purchase of February? Is 52,000. But then we want the credit purchases. So we are going to say times 60% because we are told that 60% of the purchases are done on credit. So 52,000 multiplied by 60%, that is going to be 31,200. 31,200. So which is going to be paid in April. We are told that it's going to be paid in April. We're here, right? That creditors are paid after 60 days, right? So meaning that these credit purchases that are done in February, they will be paid when? After 60 days. So after 60 days from February, that is going to be April. So they will be paid in April. Now we're in March. April, May, right? Now, so this means that the credit purchases that are done in March, they will be paid when? 2 months after the purchases are made. So meaning that the ones that are done in March, they will be paid when? In May. 2 months after March, that is May. So they will be paid in May. Okay. So this is March, 60,000. So we want to know the credit purchases. So therefore we multiply by 60%. That is going to be times 60%. That is going to be 36,000. So in May, we are going to have 36,000. Okay, so then the total, obviously, here in April is 31,200, 36,000. So these are the payments to creditors. These are the payments to creditors. Now let's continue. Now, how will this be recorded in the cash budget? So these are the payments. So they will go under the payments in the cash budget. So we have April, May. So this is the cash budget. So these are the payments. Okay, so we are going to have the payments to creditors. So in April, the payment to creditors are going to be 31,200. Then in May, we are going to be 36,000, right? Now, what about the cash purchases? Cash purchases, because the cash purchases, they also go under the payments in the cash budget. Remember, the cash budget, it deals with cash. It deals with cash. So the cash purchases, they involve the movement of cash. The cash purchases, they involve the movement of cash. Now, let's go and find the cash purchases of May. Now, in May and April, so in April, the purchases, they are 65,000, right? The purchases, they are 65,000 in April. So we are told that 60% of the purchases are done on credit, right? So if 60% is done on credit, it means that 40% is done on cash. It means that other purchases are made on cash. So this means that 40% of this 65,000 in April is going to be a cash purchase. The business is going to buy on cash. So times 40%. So 65,000 multiplied by 40%, that is going to be 26,000. This is 26,000. Okay. Again, now in May, the purchases, they are how much? They are 70,000 multiplied by. Now, We want the cash purchases of May because this one is including all the purchases. So we are told that 60% of the purchases are done on credit. So meaning that the 40% is done for cash. So times 40%. So 70,000 multiplied by 40%, that is going to be 28,000. So this is how this could be recorded in the cash budget.